Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star 2, Land of Origin based on novel. So let's start. Within the city owner's mansion, the eternal true gods remained vigilant at all times, fearing an attack from the Heart Shadow sect. Make your move. Luo, he has made his move. He killed an eternal true god of the Heart Shadow sect. Another strike, he killed a super large mechanical treasure with one slash. Just like that. That's his true strength. Far more frightening than General Yong. The entire Huyang city, akin to a super large mechanical fortress, was centered around the city owner's mansion, which could always understand the happenings within the city. Especially when Luo Feng took action, there was no hiding it. The city owner's mansion could see everything clearly. The divine power incarnations of the leaders of the 5 great families gathered together to watch the scene just recorded from the encounter. Lord Luo, his slash tore such a long space rift. The might is too terrifying. No wonder he could kill Shui Yun, Mo Li Xiao said in amazement, as his own strength was much lesser than that of Shui Yun. This slash was even beyond Shui Yun. Lord Luo, he, in the outskirts of the city, probably could have killed Shui Yun with just a few slashes, the Lord of Huyang City exclaimed in astonishment. Incredible, absolutely incredible, the leader of the Wu family also exclaimed excitedly. Lord Luo, he has now turned against the Heart Shadow sect, which is great for us, it's a huge support. Luo, he turning against the Heart Shadow sect doesn't necessarily mean he will help us, the leader of the Meiwu clan remarked. Remember, he had previously asked for an employment price of 1 billion cosmic sand. Regardless, just turning against the Heart Shadow sect is good for us, the white-haired elder mentioned. City Lord, quickly contact Luo he and see if he needs help, Mo Li Xiao reminded. The Lord of Huyang nodded and immediately contacted Luo Feng. Brother Luo he, you've turned against the Heart Shadow sect, and your situation is very dangerous. You can now escape to the city owner's mansion here. Once you enter the mansion, with your help, the Heart Shadow sect won't be able to breach it. The Lord of Huyang conveyed the message, you can also escape the city. There are elite troops sent by the Marquis outside, who will come to your aid too. No need, the Heart Shadow sect can't do much to me, Luo Feng responded. The Lord of Huyang transmitted, I know Divine Monarch's strength is extraordinary, but the Heart Shadow sect is still the foundation of a godly king-level sect. Even in decline, it should not be underestimated. If I need help, I will speak up, Luo Feng transmitted. Alright, just give the word. The elite outside the city will immediately take action, and rescuing Brother Luo he won't be difficult, the Lord of Huyang transmitted. After ending the transmission with Luo Feng, the Lord of Huyang looked toward his 4 companions. What's the situation? The 4 companions were unaware of the communication. Luo, he said he doesn't need our help, the Lord of Huyang lamented, he even said that the Heart Shadow sect can't bother him. He doesn't even consider the Heart Shadow sect a threat, the leader of the Meiwu clan couldn't help but remark, no wonder he never cared about us 5 great families before. With his strength, unless someone from the primal chaos realm makes a move, who could threaten him? Mo Li Xiao shook his head. One-on-one they can't bother him, but the Heart Shadow sect has many methods. No eternal true god can withstand an assault from the Heart Shadow sect, the Lord of Huyang commented. Lord Luo, he probably also only has a chance to escape. Being able to escape under an assault from the Heart Shadow sect is quite impressive, Mo Li Xiao said. See a thnovelfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. I've also shared this intelligence with the elite outside the city, the Lord of Huyang said. If Luo he truly falls into a dire situation, the elite will act immediately to rescue him. At that point, Luo he will owe a life-saving favor. The leaders of the 5 great families were watching the surveillance of the entire city, observing how the situation developed. 7 Fire Tower, one of the 9 artifact shops established by the disciples of the Heavenly Flame sect, was founded by 7 outstanding direct disciples under the sect. Among the 9 artifact shops, it was the strongest and had the most apprentices. Bang! 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 3 eternal true gods leisurely walked in, each either pointing with a finger or waving a hand, causing the artifact refiners, apprentices, and customers in 3 different areas of the 7 Fire Tower to be directly reduced to dust, leaving only the remnants of their items. Hand over all treasures, those who resist will die. The eyes of the 3 eternal true gods swept across the entirety of the 7 Fire Tower. Many cultivators inside were extremely shocked and angry, because among those who had died were their relatives and friends. However, facing the might of the Heart Shadow sect, rashly charging forward was nothing but a death sentence. Seeing that no cultivators dared to resist, the 3 eternal true gods then turned their heads contently and walked towards another trading power nearby. Let's move to the next one. Junior brother Chang, there's no need for random slaughter. Those true gods of void space wouldn't dare to resist anyway, said a figure in grey robes patrolling outside. Senior brother Chiu, instilling terror through slaughter makes pillaging faster. Furthermore, to comprehend the path of destruction, one must often engage in slaughter to experience the heart of destruction, said the smallest of the 3 eternal true gods. Our Heart Shadow sect's foundational teachings are based on the path of destruction. Both of us haven't even reached the primal chaos realm, and you're already thinking about the path of destruction, the grey-robed figure shook his head. With a heart of destruction, comprehending our sect's teachings yields better results. Senior brother Chiu, if you are reluctant to slaughter, just watch from the side, they said dismissively as they walked away. The figure in grey robes watched the scene. Legends say that the sector beast born from the path of destruction knows only destruction, and was eventually besieged and killed by forces from all over the land of origin. Only the sector beast of Tianmu Kingdom, which became a servant and dared not kill indiscriminately, survived. Chiu sighed inwardly, the Heart Shadow sect acts recklessly and wildly. Last time, they mistakenly killed the progeny of the great Saint Zhu Yuan, provoking the great saint's wrath and leading to the sect's total decline. To this day, the Heart Shadow sect hasn't learned its lesson, refusing to repent. Indeed, even the ancestor who established the Heart Shadow sect comprehended the path of destruction. The 5 emperor-level inheritances he left all embody the path of destruction. The grey-robed figure shook their head gently, but the ancestor himself is long dead. Rampant destruction will eventually lead to self-annihilation. My master has been immensely gracious to me. Without him, I wouldn't be who I am today. That's why I crossed the domains of 5 divine kingdoms to hurry back, just to help establish a foundational territory for our sect. The figure in grey robes looked around, but really, I don't like the environment of the Heart Shadow sect. Once the sect's foundational territory is established, I will have repaid my debt of gratitude and won't need to return, the figure in grey robes murmured quietly. Suddenly, the pupils of the figure in grey robes shrank as they saw a cold, black-robed figure appear. As this figure appeared, an invisible aura of blade energy naturally spread, engulfing the heavens and the earth. Is that Luo He, one of you kingdom's top eternal true gods? The figure in grey robes trembled inwardly. Indeed, he is stronger than me. Chiu Yi was confident. But upon seeing Lord Luo He knew he was no match. After Luo Feng emerged from the void, his gaze swept across the surroundings, causing all disciples of the Heart Shadow sect to tremble. Lord Luo He. The artifact refiners and apprentices of the 7 Fire Tower were excited. Almost all of them recognized Luo Feng as disciples of the Heavenly Flame sect. Has the Heart Shadow sect been slaughtering? Luo Feng's gaze swept across, immediately noticing many scattered storage devices and weapon secret treasures on the ground. They indeed carried out a massacre, an artifact refiner immediately spoke up, as his divine power manifested the scene of the three eternal true gods committing the slaughter. As soon as the three of them arrived, they started slaughtering without a word. Luo Feng looked at the displayed massacre scene and nodded, "I understand." His realm of life and death had already enveloped a vast area, covering the three eternal true gods within its range. Luo Feng had a thought. Boom. The three eternal true gods were bound, still caught off guard, and were forcibly moved to the interior of the Seven Fire Tower. The three of them looked around in astonishment at the artifact refiners, apprentices, and guests of the Seven Fire Tower, and saw Luo Feng in a black robe. Lord Luo He, we of the Heart Shadow sect hold you in high regard, the three eternal true gods said ingratiatingly. Suddenly, inside Huyang City, all disciples of the Heart Shadow sect received a message. All disciples heed my command. Lord Luo, he has destroyed one of our super-large mechanical treasures of the Heart Shadow sect, and has become our great enemy. If you see Lord Luo He, flee immediately. The order had been conveyed. The highest echelons of the Heart Shadow sect reacted quickly, knowing that ordinary disciples would be delivering themselves to death in front of Lord Luo He, so they only instructed them to flee. Run, run, run. Hurry and escape. Numerous disciples from the surrounding Heart Shadow sect ran away frantically. But the three eternal true gods bound in mid-air were filled with despair. It's over. Lord Luo He, they still wanted to say more, hoping that Lord Luo He would spare them. Luo Feng looked at them and couldn't be bothered to say more. The power of the realm of life and death flowed, transitioning between creation and destruction. The three eternal true gods seemed to be crushed by a taiji grinding disc, ground into dust, and instantly killed. The artifact refiners, apprentices, and guests who witnessed this scene became excited. Well killed. They deserved to die. They had long been filled with hatred. Let's go. Luo Feng waved his hand, gathered up the numerous cultivators of the Seven Fire Tower, took a step, and traversed the void toward the next artifact shop. After Luo Feng left, the distant disciples of the Heart Shadow sect finally breathed a sigh of relief, and the fleeing super-large mechanical treasure also stopped. Is this the power of Lord Luo He? These disciples trembled in their hearts. In the distance, a seemingly inconspicuous man in grey robes, Chiu Yi, watched the scene. Junior brother Chang, I have long advised you not to slaughter indiscriminately. This world operates on causality. To every action, there is always an equal reaction. Primal Chaos Armor Sector, headquarters of the Heart Shadow sect. The sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect and the 18 elders gathered. They were either in their true bodies or incarnated as divine power. Sect leader, that Luo He has now taken action against our Heart Shadow sect. In the Moyu artifact shop, he killed a total of 12 eternal true gods, an elder said urgently. At this point, can we still endure it? Why did he suddenly make a move? The sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect asked urgently. The Moyu artifact shop was established by Lord Luo, his servant Moyu Qingyan's brother, Moyu Liuxing, an elder explained. Our Heart Shadow sect disciple, Chan Wuqi, went there to collect treasures, and killed a group of cultivators from the Moyu artifact shop, including Moyu Liuxing. The servant's brother, the sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect, frowned. To fall out with us over a servant's brother. Many elders also felt that Lord Luo He was too reckless. After arriving at the Moyu artifact shop, Luo He first killed Chan Wuqi. The super-large mechanical treasure, Black Fire Beast nearby, merely spoke to inquire, and Luo He destroyed the Black Fire Beast with one strike, killing 11 eternal true gods, and a large number of disciples inside. He even remarked, "How dare you speak when I am acting? Truly seeking death. Luo He is indeed too reckless," an elder spoke up. The other elders were also very angry. Lord Luo, his actions showed he had no regard for them. The sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect was still hesitant. I will contact Luo He, the sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect said. Contact for what? Elder Heart Eye spoke up. At this point, do you still want to continue enduring, sect leader? Luo He has made another move. As the sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect, and the 18 elders watched the scene monitored by the sect's grand array, Luo Feng appeared in the 7 Fire Tower, and killed 3 eternal true gods of the Heart Shadow sect. He's so openly killed 3 of our eternal true gods in the Heart Shadow sect. Do you still want to endure this, sect leader? Sect leader, you might be able to endure it, but I cannot anymore. Sect leader. The elders felt a burning rage in their hearts, unwilling to continue tolerating it. The sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect watched this scene, and called back the disciples scattered outside. The internal structure of the Heart Shadow sect was already disjointed, held together merely for the purpose of establishing a foundational territory for the sect. If they were to endure Lord Luo He's public and repeated killings, it would likely cause even more dissent among the disciples of the Heart Shadow sect. If we do not act now, the disciples of the Heart Shadow sect might lose all their motivation, he thought. Fearing just one Lord Luo He, how can we fight against the armies of the Marquis of Zhujiang? Most of the elders were unwilling to endure any longer. The sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect sighed internally. It was beyond his power to stop it now. Fine. The three-eyed sect leader of the Heart Shadow sect, filled with a killing intent, declared, "We have given Lord Luo He enough respect, but he has trampled on the dignity of our Heart Shadow sect. We can't be blamed for this. Before the great battle, let's use Luo He for practice. This time, we must kill him. Do not let him escape." Yes. All 18 elders responded in unison. Even though a few elders had doubts, with the sect leader's order, all the elders set aside further thoughts. At this moment, the entire Heart Shadow sect had only one option: to unite and eliminate this arrogant Lord Luo He. After leaving the Dream Flower Tower, Morosa merely used void shuttling twice to arrive above an ordinary cave mansion in the Snow Winter district of Huyang City, where creatures of the Thousand Leaves Vine clan resided. Divine Monarch, Araya has told us everything. We voluntarily follow you to the outside of the city. A true god of void space from the Thousand Leaves Vine clan said respectfully, as he performed a ritual bow. Although a small number of the clan's members were not present in the cave mansion, there was clearly no time left, and it was already fortunate to be able to take away the vast majority. Good, Morosa, who appeared rather honest and simple, nodded and with a wave of his hand directly collected all the creatures and buildings of the entire cave mansion. Only the bare ground and the lakes were left. While rescuing the Thousand Leaves Vine clan, Morosa also transmitted his thoughts to Luo Feng. "Master, I have already rescued the Dream Flower Tower Master as well as Araya, and nearly all creatures of the Dream Flower Tower. Araya asked for my help, so I conveniently saved the Thousand Leaves Vine clan as well. Is everything going smoothly?" Luo Feng asked. "Fairly smoothly. The Heart Shadow sect knows I am the Master's servant and did not dare to act against me. Although they wanted to stop me from saving the cultivators of the Dream Flower Tower, I ignored them," Morosa transmitted back. "The disciples of the Heavenly Flame sect have established 9 artificing shops, and of these, I will need your help rescuing the cultivators from these 3, Luo Feng transmitted back, and sent Morosa the detailed addresses of the 3 artificing shops. "I have already clashed with the Heart Shadow sect, and if they see you again, they might act against you. You need to be careful." "Ha ha, it would be better if they act," Morosa said excitedly. "We must act quickly. I suspect that the Heart Shadow sect has started to gather forces to deal with me now, and we cannot delay for long," Luo Feng transmitted. "Don't worry," Morosa said confidently. It had been 5 eras since he reached the primal chaos realm, and he had already passed the most vulnerable stage. His godly body had grown to its limits. And his understanding of the great Tao of destruction origin was getting deeper and deeper. Even if he suppressed his strength to a level comparable to Elder Heart Eye, his methods could be much more enigmatic. If he wanted to leave, the Heart Shadow sect couldn't stop him at all. Morosa naturally did not take the Heart Shadow sect seriously, but what he was afraid of was being pursued and killed by the ancient godly kings of the land of origin. So he had to do everything according to the master's command, perfectly acting the role of a protector. Sigh. Although Morosa could have arrived at another artificing shop in one step, he still used 3 void shuttles to finally arrive at one. The master of the Heart Shadow sect and the 18 elders gathered, some in their true bodies, and some as divine power incarnations. They all watched the scenes revealed by the sect Great Formation. In one scene, Luo Feng went to an artificing shop, and boldly killed some eternal true gods, who had slaughtered others, and took away all the cultivators from the shop. In another scene, Morosa was also rescuing cultivators from an artificing shop, and upon discovering the slaughterers, he too took action and killed them. The servant of Lord Luo He, called Luo Sa, had always disguised himself as a true god of void space. But according to information, Lord Luo He took his servant Luo Sa with him to hunt down divine monarch Shuiyun. We have long suspected that this Luo Sa was no ordinary being, they discussed. Even under the suppression of the sect Great Formation, this Luo Sa can easily shuttle through the void. Relying on mechanical flow secret treasures is one thing, but if it's based on his own strength, he may well surpass most of the elders. One Luo He, one Luo Sa. With such strength and yet Luo Sa willingly serves as a servant, he could possibly be a protector sent by a great power. Their strengths should complement each other, they deduced. These elders were extraordinarily insightful. They were well aware that 2 extremely powerful eternal true gods skilled in the ways of the primal chaos realm would likely specialize in different directions. But once they worked together, they could make up for each other's shortcomings and confront most dangerous predicaments. Once they join forces, it will be even harder to kill them, some of the elders began to worry. The force we've sent out is powerful enough, the master of the Heart Shadow sect said calmly and confidently. Suddenly, sect leader, I heard that Luo his servant Luo Sa is also very strong. Do you need me to take action? A message was sent to the sect leader. Chiu Yi, you are the hidden power of our Heart Shadow sect, and it is time for you to act when we battle with the great army of the Marquis of Zhujiang. The master of the Heart Shadow sect responded. To deal with Luo He and Luo Sa this time, we can only use some of our public power. I have dispatched the Heart Devil Kite, the 6 Shadows Killing Formation, and the Great Destruction Ultimate Formation. These already account for 50% of the Heart Shadow sect's power, which should be enough to deal with them, the master of the Heart Shadow sect responded. All right, Chiu Yi did not say more. The master of the Heart Shadow sect thought of the disciple Chiu Yi from his sect and felt somewhat relieved. He had not expected that assembling the disciples scattered across the land of origin would yield such a pleasant surprise. Initially, Chiu Yi, who could only be considered a somewhat excellent eternal true god, had grown to a point close to that of Elder Heart Eye. The most important thing was that Chiu Yi had cultivated the godly king level inheritance, Heart Shadow secret art, to an exceedingly profound extent, and could even control one of the sect-protecting mechanical treasures, the Demon General of Heart Shadow. The Heart Shadow sect had a total of 5 godly king level inheritances, and any eternal true god level disciple who passed the test could learn parts of the godly king level inheritance. Among these 5 inheritances, the Heart Shadow secret art was held in the highest regard, and was also the most difficult to cultivate. The entire name of the Heart Shadow sect was derived from the Heart Shadow secret art. Once Chiu Yi managed to control the sect-protecting treasure, Demon General of Heart Shadow, he would be even more difficult to deal with than Elder Heart Eye's Heart Devil Kite. This Chiu Yi is quite arrogant, and unwilling to interact much with the other elders. With his strength, he is fully capable of taking on the position of an elder. It's a pity that once this war is over, he will leave. The master of the Heart Shadow sect was helpless, not just him, even Elder Heart Eye will leave after the war. They had come back this time, either because of the gratitude for the teachings of the sect or because of the orders from the primal chaos realm. Search the ovalfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Even more than half of the disciples of the Heart Shadow sect, who had already taken root in many places across the land of origin, ignored the summoning of the Heart Shadow sect. This Luo, he is really ruthless and vicious. The disciples of the Heart Shadow sect that were found and slaughtered were killed effortlessly. The sect leader and 18 elders watched anxiously. Elder Heart Eye, have you not arrived yet? They looked towards the divine power incarnation of Elder Heart Eye. Just by controlling the Heart Devil Kite, I am only on par with him. I cannot stop him at all. Once I appear, he might directly flee. Elder Heart Eye spoke. I am waiting for the 6 Shadows killing formation to join up. Then I, along with the 6 Shadows killing formation, will trap him. After that, when the Great Destruction Ultimate Formation is activated, we can completely annihilate him. The Great Destruction Ultimate Formation, which required 360 Eternal True Gods to operate, was one of the genuine killing moves of the Heart Shadow sect. Lord Luo He and his servant Luo Sa have both taken action, and they are rescuing the disciples of the Heavenly Flame sect who established the artificing shop. Both of them are quite ruthless when they take action. This Luo Sa's power seems to be not less than that of Divine Monarch Shuiyun. The leaders of the 5 great families in the city owner's mansion watched the monitored scene with some surprise. Luo Feng's strength being considerable was normal, but the strength of his servant Luo Sa was somewhat surprising to them. When Her Royal Highness the Princess came on behalf of the nation's ruler to recruit Luo He refused. He really does have an important background, said the Lord of Huyang City. This servant Luo Sa keeps a low profile, yet his strength is close to matching Luo his. Ha ha, the stronger the two of them are, the better. With Lord Luo He and his servant assisting, the help in the war will be tremendous. The leaders of the 5 great families felt their hopes for victory rise significantly. After all, an eternal true god of such caliber is equivalent to an elite army. Not to mention that 2 had appeared all at once. At the Flame Wind Pavilion, Pavilion Master Emperor Chu Yu was also watching the progress of the civil war within the city. This Luo he really does have some background, Emperor Chu Yu watched and said with a smile. No matter what background, it is not comparable to that of Emperor Chu's lineage, the Deputy Pavilion Master said. The imperial clan of Flame Wind Ancient Country is recognized as the most substantial support in the land of origin. The only ones who could match them were the imperial clan of Thunder Ancient Country. Of course, if the legendary Yuan were willing to take disciples, the attraction would naturally be even greater. But Yuan was not the type to take leisure in teaching disciples earnestly. To gain an opportunity left by him was already extraordinarily fortunate. Judging by his moves, his accumulation of realm mastery is profound, but somewhat chaotic, Emperor Chu Yu observed. His primal chaos realm technique contains the flavor of both the great Tao of life and the path of destruction. And moreover, it's a mixture of both. Emperor Chu Yu shook his head slightly. From this, it can be seen that his background inheritance is quite ordinary, probably just a regular godly king at best. Yes. The Deputy Pavilion Master nodded. The supreme laws contain the origin Great Tao, and each and every origin Great Tao provides a clear direction. To mix the two indicates that there is no direction at all, only groping in the dark. Progress will be very difficult. These imperial clansmen are very clear, one must not be greedy in cultivation. By focusing on a single path, and having a complete inheritance and clear origin Great Tao guidance, one can naturally progress much more smoothly. Merging different Great Taos. Without an inheritance or clear guidance, the difficulty can increase by more than 100-fold. No matter, once he returns to the ancient country and receives part of Emperor Chu's lineage inheritance, he will know how to cultivate properly, Emperor Chu Yu said. Luo Feng directly collected all the artifact refiners, apprentices, and customers in every artificing shop he passed, and wherever he knew there was an eternal true god of the Heart Shadow sect committing slaughter, Luo Feng also casually killed them. Strange, why is the Heart Shadow sect moving so slowly? Luo Feng had long been prepared, but he had yet to encounter any powerful killing moves of the Heart Shadow sect. Luo Feng had already taken over the 5th artificing shop. Lord Luo He, the artifact refiners and apprentices of the artificing shop were all excited. As for the surrounding disciples of the Heart Shadow sect, they scattered and fled without hesitation upon seeing Luo Feng. Luo Feng's realm of life and death sensed something, and he immediately first swept up the many cultivators from the artificing shop with a wave of his hand, then looked up into the distance. In the distance, a black avian-shaped mechanical treasure appeared, along with 6 super-large mechanical secret treasures forming a formation. Heart Devil Kite. Luo Feng recognized it at a glance, one of the Heart Shadow sect's renowned sect-protecting treasures, the Heart Devil Kite. The Heart Shadow sect's sect-protecting treasures were all very strong, containing many mystical aspects. However, throughout the long years, some were lost, and the remaining treasured treasures, the Heart Shadow sect mostly could not utilize them. The threshold for wielding sect-protecting treasures was extremely high. Morosa, another artificing shop will be left to you as well, Luo Feng transmitted another address to Morosa. Out of the 9 artificing shops, he had collected 5, with the other 4 having to be left to Morosa. Don't worry, Master, leave it to me. Morosa was still quite relaxed, as he had not encountered any significant resistance. Luo He, this massive black avian, with eyes emitting a blood-red gleam, declared, "My Heart Shadow sect has shown you respect, yet you act so recklessly, you are truly seeking your own death. Spare me the nonsense." Luo Feng was disinclined to waste words, as the longer time passed, the stronger the forces that the Heart Shadow sect could mobilize would be. Boom! Luo Feng shot up into the sky in an instant. From the high in the sky, the dark great formation unleashed its full might, engulfing and binding with its vast dark vortex. Meanwhile, the Heart Devil Kite and the 6 shadows killing formation both moved at the same time. HMPH. At this moment, Luo Feng ignited his divine power, burning it as he deployed the realm of life and death. A vast domain that seemed like a Taiji cloud spread in all directions, directly crushing the dark vortex. After all, this was a super large-scale sect great formation, which, in targeting an individual, had only a bit more power than the original formation of Huyang City, far inferior to Luo Feng's realm of life and death. The enormous Taiji cloud raged in all directions, with Luo Feng standing in the center, holding the blood shadow knife in hand. Seal. 6 gigantic, blurred shadows stood in 6 directions, as if they trapped this domain of heaven and earth, imprisoning Luo Feng as well. The Heart Devil Kite let out a piercing screech, lunging to attack Luo Feng. This screech struck directly at Luo Feng's will. Die. While launching a will attack, the Heart Devil Kite fiercely struck at Luo Feng, its claws tearing through space, causing rifts in the void. Boom. Under the will attack. It was as if a fragile egg, carrying an unstoppable will, fiercely smashed into a mountain. This video will end here.